So, Transport Fever live stream update thing going on here. Uh, my friend Kelly Roy wanted to know what was going on, so this is what's going on. And I just noticed, if it is wintertime, the trees lose their leaves.
They do.
Yes, all the
Awesome.
trees have lost their leaves. These are bare trees. Okay, so this is the eastern United States map. We zoom out here. Be able to see from Florida on up, Jacksonville, Savannah, Tallahassee, Atlanta, and such. And we already, and over here to Mobile, I have, this is where I started transporting stuff. I have, this is the same map that I had done earlier, but I completely redid it and restarted. And now I even have Philadelphia, Allentown going with stone and building materials coming back down. I'm trying to supply into through here building materials, machines and stuff to come back down to, with the long line of people waiting there. Come on, get your stuff. Um, Back down to Savannah to fill stuff down here because I don't have commodities going all the way back and forth. I only have passengers coming all the way down through because I wanted to get the ships to keep moving product. So, and then here's the fun thing. I have big oil well trying to support. I have all this fuel and I can't get it to keep going to the ships fast enough and then up to at least the short towns in this area. So working on getting bigger, faster trains. It's November 1936. Roy goes, "Well, as much as you play, you should be a multi-billionaire." Nope, I'm actually 28 million in the hole. But that's also because I just bought some trains recently. Take a look at the list of vehicles, road vehicles. They're just numbered. I haven't named them in any specific order. There's vehicle 1 all the way down to road vehicle, where is we at? 302. So there's 302 road vehicles on here. I have ships. I have them numbered as in when I purchased the ship. So it's ship number 1, 2, 3. But if I've sold a ship, I haven't gone back and redone number 1. I'm up to ship 23, but I've sold off a couple of the other ships. So in total, there's what? 2, 4, 6, 14, 15, 6, 17 of them. 17 ships, and the trains start at number 17 and go all the way to 77. So that's 60 trains. And I don't have enough product being moved. Not enough yet. Aviation. Mind blown? Yes, I do transport fever. I don't just fly a plane. Just got done racing a car. Okay, I just put money into what I owed. I'm up to 4 million. I'm making money. Put more back in there so I don't have to pay the interest at the end of the year. And actually, last year I didn't pay any loan interest at the beginning of the year. So then I spent $35 million. Hey, Draco. Just doing a quick update on the map here. It is cool that the trees lose their leaves in the year. That must be something recent with this year because I hadn't noticed them fall off before. I hope they come back.
Has the game had an update?
I'm not sure. But we have trains running through the areas. It's my big passenger train going up to, I'm going to follow this one. This one goes up to the Cleveland area. And then there's commuter trains that run from Cleveland, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and then Chicago. And then I have uh, food production that leaves through Detroit and then through Cleveland. I am all the way around all the English, or not English, the American monkeys, except for Zig. And well, I can't get the train off the map far enough to get to Frito, but it goes up towards that way, and then over here, I mean, Philadelphia would be Boston, so can't quite get to BP. He'd be off the map over this way. So, but I mean, that's what's going on. I mean, I have quite a little bit of stuff. Any questions? Doesn't take much to blow your mind, aviation.
How many hours have you spent on this map?
On this map, on this save,
Yes.
a lot. 30, 40 game hours. Yeah. I'm happy with this start, and that's what I named it. I've got 4 saves on it because I saved it, then did something, and then I wasn't sure it was going to work out well. So I saved it as a, start number B and C and D. So, yeah. Well, you were playing it in the summertime, so it wouldn't expect them to lose their leaves. No, well, no, they won't lose their leaves then. I have a mix of trains. Yes, Roy will recognize that plane, that train there. What train is that, Roy? Let's see here. We'll just keep a look at it here. Any idea, Roy?
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. The blue one?
No.
No.
Get off the blue one. Back on the blue one. Yeah, the stream should be showing it now. Gotta get back over to it, just in case. Did you?
Orient Express.
Nope. That is the Flying Scotsman.
Is it? No,
Yes.
I don't know about trains. Trains are trains to me.
Train's
Says wheels.
train.
Yeah, he goes on the track and that's it. I'm not a train spotter or anything.
Draco, haha, now I've come in and insulted someone, now it's time to leave. Okay, fine, go away. So, yeah, Flying Scotsman. But I have to figure out some of these lines because, this one's actually going all the way to Chicago. If you take the time and pull up your lines, it'll tell you how much you're making. I have a line that's negative 1.7 million in debt. I have another line that's 1.6 million in debt, 1.4 million in debt. These are not making money. And I'm still making a profit because I've got all these making money.
So you need to scrap the lines.
You even need to scrap the line, but it's my major food production line trying to feed everyone. So it should be sending food. It's just not sending enough. So if you send more, that's a mallard. See you, Draco. You can either add train cars or you can add trains or both. You're going to bed. All right. Good night.
I stashed food up there, so
You
I'm gonna
do?
go up there and eat it.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. So
Your wife's got wise.
she got wise. I don't. Maybe
What?
they think you got wise by hiding food upstairs.
Yeah, but now I gotta figure out a different.
Yeah, you got to figure out a new place now. Yeah. So
She
the
didn't
more
say where upstairs.
no, and it's a big upstairs. So
Mhm.
it's yeah, figuring out where. I'm definitely okay. This food production, Used to have food just sitting here waiting. Now I don't. So that means I can cart more train down to it so that the trains can carry more food further on.
And I presume the older the train, the higher the maintenance
The
cost.
more maintenance it costs. The older the train, because I'm in steam, as I move the thing around, the that moving, yeah, the more trains, the older it costs, all those things play into a part to it. This truck's just running food down to directly to Cincinnati, so I don't have to run a train down to here. You look, let's see, food. They're getting a third of what the food they can get. But the more food you take, the more population, and then you're always trying to supply food to it. So that's good. That's good and bad all the way around. So, and I just hit the end of the year, and yeah, we're 2 million in the hole, but we made 3.8 million overall for the whole year last year. That's the wave that you have to make and try and get over. So that's what's going on. That's what I'm trying to fight with. And you guys see me in here for hours, and I'm trying to. What's the next step? What's the next step? I need to get more passengers. I got to get more,
How do
more, more.
businesses work? Do they rely on the amount of people that are within a city?
Your production. Okay, it's all on demand. So if you have more people, here, let's do it this way.
The
Let's
more
come up.
people you have, the bigger the demand. But
Right.
does that also play into the more they can produce?
Yeah, the more demand, then the more demand for the factory to be produced, which then means you have to carry more. Peoria, I have nothing going to it, so it has small amounts of demand, only like 132 for your commercial stuff, your building blocks, literally the construction, the machines and the fuel oil. That's 128. Now that's where most of them start. Let's rotate this the correct way. You look up here at Chicago, it was a little bit more when I started, but it's growing. It needs more supplies needed, and I still have yet to supply it with anything. The demand is there. There's more demand for it. There's one where I do have food going. Cincinnati has food coming into it. There's demand for food. I'm supplying it with food. The more demand, they'll ship more. So you got to transport more. The factory's got to produce more. The farm has to produce enough to supply the food factory, and that's how you keep the cycle going. But then once it reaches a certain level, then it steps up, and then it demands more. And it's a constant little cycle. So where do you get more food? Well, if the farm's not is producing as much as it can and you can't get it anymore, okay, guess what? There's another farm over here. But you still have to send it to the same factory, and the factory's got to be able to produce. My oil down here is a good thing. This oil has supplied all my refinery for the whole area, but it can't take any more oil now. I'm looking at it, it's full. You look at the details. It's producing as quickly as it can, and it has stored almost the full amount. So the train's going to slow down, bringing it fuel or crude oil. It's going to demand less. So I'm actually transporting less, which means I'm making less on that train trip. But I have all this fuel sitting here done that I got to get to the boats or up to the Charlotte area that I'm taking it directly to, or Atlanta, these areas right here that I'm training it to. So if it slows down at any one point, then the refinery slows down. And then it's got to wait for it to kick in and have the demand And in that point, you fluctuate from way high demand down to no demand, and then you're not making anything. The goal is to keep everything happy all at the same time.
Fine balance. So
Yes,
I presume the more food that the farm's being demanded from, the bigger the farm will grow over time.
it will grow more too. Yes,
Okay.
the oil will grow more and produce more. There's,
And
I
can you
haven't
have
found a
other,
limit.
can you have farms spring up in, or are all the businesses where they are set in stone?
They're set in stone on the map, unless of course you have the mod where you can then put another farm or a machine factory. You can place stuff if you have that mod installed in the game to start with.
Hmm.
I haven't figured out if you start the game, you can't add a mod to it as you go, unless you can, and I just don't know how yet.
Okay.
The only, I think, did I do one? I'm trying to think if I did one or not. No, I didn't. I haven't placed any. Have I placed any? I'm trying to go through the map here real quick. I thought I was considering putting one in, but I was able to route stuff through, so I didn't have to place a factory or anything. So, Draco, you're back. Okay. And I did see it when it popped up. I just knew that you were going to be there to harass me. So, I have a fairly busy hub down here with the ships, the depots, and the railroad. These are also all the lines that are producing the least amount of funds. They're actually working in a negative. So it's either figuring out add more ships, add more trains, deal with the costs, and hopefully ship more so it's not sitting, or wait for a bigger ship to come along that you can purchase so you have not as many ships, but then it still costs you more to purchase it and have a newer ship.
Fun times.
Oh, if you want management play, this is management play. And then, okay, I have ships sitting here waiting for this ship to be full of product. It's waiting for some more machines, tools. All right, just go. Get the next ship in here. Because on top of it, the stuff at the other end of the line are waiting for it too. So it needs more machinery tools, which is being made here, which is wood and steel. I have some wood, but I don't
Conveyor
have
belts.
enough. Yeah, factorial. It's conveyor
Yeah.
belts. Yes.
Get conveyor belts into the game. You'll soon solve that problem. A lot cheaper.
Well, that's what the trains and stuff are supposed to be.
I know.
Um,
Obviously, in this game, it's not the case of having backlog. You don't want backlog. You want it constantly being moved around.
you want enough there to supply it, so you want not really backlog, but you want constant supply and constant demand.
Yeah.
But if you want, you can get to a point and you can just watch the trains go around all day. I mean, over here and take a look at this. I mean,
I take it you've done that while you've been planning, thinking, watching.
no, I've let it play and then gone back and reloaded it and said, dang,
Okay.
I've been watching for 3 years.
And how fast does time pass in this game?
A little bit quick, but I have the mod where it slows down to time moves 8 times slower than it does in real game time. It moves along pretty quickly, but as you get into from 18, is it the first 1850 to 1900, it moves along pretty quickly. At 19th century, it slows down some. And I think in 1925, it slows down a little bit more. So after a while here, it's going to be moving time-wise slow enough that you're moving stuff around more often. I think I've noticed that, but I'm not positive. I just play the game. I've got planks here that need to be. Where's my train moving the freaking planks? There you are. You're not moving enough planks. Which means you need to be a longer train. And I've made it now difficult on myself. I have, oh, there's a depot up there. I have, in this area, I have this train depot. This train depot handles the line, passenger line that runs from Philadelphia down through Washington, D.C. There's also the cargo line that runs down that same line. Then this line that runs up through the north, I have it loop past there so I can get the depot caught there. So all these trains have a way to get back to that depot. One depot for like 7 different lines. How many lines are right here? You can do that. If you come over here, click on the trains, click on the eyeball for just the trains in the area, and I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines in the area, and I'm sure all of them I can get to that one depot. But then it's got to navigate to get back onto the correct line that you want it to. So if you want the expense, you plumb in a depot on the tracks, and then it can have a little closer to where you need it. So you go to the depot. We're going to get you some more cars on you.
But in this one, you can, if you've got a 4 tracks running side by side, you can take the outer track and run it right across to the other side, can't you?
Yeah, I want to watch that, but a good example is over here.
Because I know that you can't do that in Machine Key.
I have this station here. It's got 4 lines in it. I actually have it designated so that the inner 2 are the fast or through lanes, and the outer ones are more of the local stops. It also will cross from the outer all the way over to the outer on these 2 lines here, and it has switch, what are these, double slip switches, so that they will work where they can shift over and jump onto that and cross over also. So in case you need to reroute the train back to the depot. Yeah. So you can cross it that way. You can also do just, I think I have it further up here, where you just have between the 2 lines where that crosses that way. I don't have any signals on that because I very rarely use it. It's just for, okay, these trains are backlogged and I want it to go back the other direction and get it to the depot, and it'll cross that way because I have one going one direction, one going the other back. And then I have the depot here. It really only, you can get to it by only being in the local traffic into the depot, but then you can use like the double slips to get to the outside lines. So it's been a little bit of build it, be wrong, demolish it, rebuild it. Is it right? I don't know. I think so. And then find out, no, wait a minute, it's wrong. And we don't, okay, borrow.
So you choose what the trains are going to haul. All the cars that you put on are what they will haul.
Yes,
they won't just magically spawn what they think should be shipped from there to the next station.
You can pick the, let's go back in here. We'll pause this for a second. You can pick on a car. It tells you what that cargo will carry. You can then also configure it by clicking on the X or the plus sign, and you can have it only pick up logs or the steel, the wood planks, or the construction material. For the case of this car, if you do the box car, you have those goods, and you can same thing. You can pick which, if you want it to be only one item or any of those items.
Okay.
So you can customize it that go away. Oh, automatic. You can do it that way. But this line that with the planks, it's only picking up logs and going to the sawmill, and then it's going down to the factory.
Hmm.
So it doesn't matter. It's only picking up those. And unfortunately, I did the site thing, so I don't. Where is my logs? Lumber supply, green one. There we go. Rid of that.
The reason I asked that was because I watched one of your trains go past without anything on it. So I presume it was going back to pick up log steel or something to ship back down.
Right, and that's what I. The stone I have it going one way because I don't. It's going to the building supplies, the material, and
Yeah.
it's just taking stone there. So it's going to be running empty back the other direction no matter what. The food cars, those will occasionally pick up the box cars that are for anything. I have those cars on one train, and it'll pick up food at one end, and on the other end it'll pick up the machines and the tools and such, and bring it back and disperse it through the stops that it makes.
Mhm.
So it's doing its job that way. So, but that's a quick just update. I mean, and that's what I've been working on, trying to get it so it's flowing at least this well. And it is flowing well. I mean, I'm making something out of it. It's just I got to make more out of it. And I think the big thing is I need to get this factory here, which is producing machines and tools, to produce more. And then I just got to ship more building materials to get down to the south so that these boats are full and moving.
And I take it this is total sandbox. No, the game isn't just going to end on you.
It's not going to end on me. No, it'll keep going.
Okay. Yeah.
I've seen a couple other guys that have got it, all the way out at, past 2020, 2050. I think I've seen them as late as. So
Okay.
it'll go. I'm actually learning from watching Colonel Failure. He knows the game really well. As much as he will demolish and bulldoze in a second, I've learned, guess what? Bulldoze in a second because it'll save you in the end run. Better than it producing nothing and going into negative.
Yeah.
So if you put streets in a way, they'll grow, the city will grow in that way. That's what I'm trying to do over here. But it likes to be next to the commuter trains. It wants to be next to products coming in. So you better be able to ship it if that's where it's all coming in from, all the way to the other side of town. Or it won't grow up on the other side of town. In one of the saves that I got rid of because I didn't like where it went, Washington and Raleigh here were almost one town. It was connected on the couple streets here with houses all the way through it. And actually, if you come up here to Philadelphia, it's almost done the same thing up here. This town, this area here that I'm highlighting, there was no houses here. It's grown this direction. And same with Philadelphia. It's growing that way also because it's being used as transportation, and I have buses and transportation going between the two of them. If I was to connect these couple roads, I'm sure houses would start to build up on it because traffic would be going down them. If I get more stuff coming into the towns, then they definitely will. What the heck is going on?
I
I've got a
think I
bit
need
of
to
a...
pick this game up.
I've got to see all the trucks here? I got a backlog. There's an issue here. There's an obvious issue. It's not getting enough. And it's got trucks with stuff on them and they're sitting. So the road congestion is now the new issue. You know who I blame for that?
Not
Me.
me.
Me this time, not you. I can't even blame you for seeing the game with you first and then going and have it getting the game. This is I picked the game. I picked the game up.
So can you upgrade the roads to?
Yeah, you can upgrade the
Okay.
roads to more traffic. It's just because I've got cross streets. You don't control the traffic. It's automatically doing the traffic. So what I need to do is figure out a better way of getting the trucks
the amount
around.
of,
Yeah,
it's the amount of intersections
yeah.
that's causing all of the issues.
You can pick as you get up. I also have a couple mods, so
So I presume if you don't control the traffic, then in that sense they will choose the fastest route to where they need to go.
correct.
So do they take into consideration congestion?
No, they go most direct route unless you put
Okay.
in. There are waypoint markers that you can put, and you can direct your transportation line around through those and get it to where you want it to. So it can then you can direct it away from your commuter traffic
Horizon.
for the city, so that it's not going through that.
Mm-hmm.
The other alternative is to try and get it so that the train is dropping it off closer to it, but it's still going to have to transport it. So it's now figure out how to get the stuff into the town so it's there without it being, because as soon as you also make a street that's easier for the trucks to get through, I'm assuming the buses and the cars are going to want to go through that way too, because now you've made a more direct line. So
Can you put a road down that's only for commercial, for non-commercial use? That's only fair.
I've
Your-
not seen that yet.
Okay. Because I could presume you can put tunnels in.
Yep, you can put tunnels in. You can put a tunnel that comes off of. Let's not do that. That's not how I want to do it. Do it this way, and drop it down. It'll start a tunnel, and then you can continue it across town to the other side, and you can bypass all of it. But as soon as you do that, then guess what? I think your commuter traffic's go, hey, there's a shortcut too, and it'll go that way. So maybe you want it to go that way, and then you keep the trucks going on above street by waypoints. So that's actually now the next thing to figure out. So first thing I need to do is pull up the routes that I have in this area. What else do I have? Into the area, traffic lines. I don't need these trains. Those will get in the way. Road traffic only, and just in the visible. And you can immediately see as soon as I do that, all the different lines that go up the same street there. That is a lot of traffic going up through there.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder you guys can't get nowhere. We go that close, Roy will probably go, hey, that's London traffic. Better yet, Kev would probably Kev would probably go, hey, You want me to drive my bus through what? No. Kev doesn't drive bus anymore, does he?
Nope.
So, so what do I want to do here? I still need traffic to go up through for that. What of you are not making any money? You're not even a part of this mess. Allentown building stuff, you're not a part of this mess. Spin this around this way. So all we see is this town.
So I take it you can make freeways, overpasses, and that.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You can do the
So
same
it's-
thing. If you can go underground, you can go above ground.
yeah, so therefore it's become City Skylines as well. It's City Skylines, Factorio, all millions of games all muddled into one.
Yeah. And on top of it, you can look at this person here wandering, shopping. Okay. You can even go down in here and we'll just follow Jonathan as he goes shopping, which actually what we can do is we can go there. We'll just leave
Just
him up
wait for the
there.
screen to catch up.
We'll leave that up there, so we'll always be aware of where Cavalier Roy is.
Is that what you did? You renamed him? Okay. So he went shopping.
Cavalier Roy went shopping. Walk down to the corner shop. Sound familiar?
Yeah, definitely.
If you had traffic like that, would you go shopping that way? Yes. All right. So the pink line comes all the way up here.
If you had traffic like that, would you walk? Yes.
I would too. Okay, I was just looking at adding a street, and it just put that street in there.
See, it's thinking ahead.
Yeah, but
you.
it's doing it wrong. I don't like that either. You want which one? I haven't used some of these streets. I've just let them build them up themselves. So
Mhm.
let's do that street. Go. There. Now have that. Have this traffic. Can we get that? It's 4-lane roads. So now you've got more traffic able to flow through there. Instead of being a 2-lane road with parking on the side, it's now a 4-lane road. Traffic should move quicker. That'd be step 1 easy way of doing it.
It's definitely helping.
Yeah.
Problem is, it's also costing money to do it.
It's costing money because it can't sit there and get along anywhere, so.
Yep.
So let it cost money in one way and fine with it. Now, can we get an alternate route also? Let's do this. Get rid of that. That's not the road that I've done, was it? That's not the same street. Maybe it was. No, it's not. No, it's not. Put that one in. Bike lane in. Just annoy with people, because I know that that would annoy me. But then again, I also rode a bicycle all the time. Okay. So I would have wanted a bicycle lane. Now, as soon as I do that, that splits the traffic up that way, or that one route already. All right. What else do we got going here that we can help fix? Wanted red. Is that one red or two different reds going up through there? Come on. It's just two. Traffic's moving better, so maybe we'll just let it go for a little bit, see how it does. And is that 2-lane up through there? No, it's not. It is a 1-lane road up there all the way through there. That's not what I wanted. Oops, wrong one. That one. Up through here and make. Oh, it does. If you have a bunch of stuff, it sometimes lags when you change the view on it because it's got to draw in all the extra traffic.
Yeah.
So you can't get this big and be doing this on a potato. Oh, that's the main street going up through Allentown, and we'll also do this is our main run for factories and stuff. That'll get traffic moving better. Some of it.
It's a start.
It's a start. So that's that in a nutshell is what's going on with this. Any suggestions, inquiries, want to see more of it, let me know. If you guys want to make it an actual thing, I can continue with this as is and do it as a. No, I'm not. I play it too often for it to be a let's play. But I may pop it up more often if that's what's wanted.
Yeah, you could always just do update videos every so often if they want that.
Yeah.
If it's interesting enough.
Yeah. Definitely, it's getting there to a point. I'm looking at needing to get a few more things done. Let's speed up time, get to the end of the year, see if we get some new trains and stuff. We'll keep. What is Roy doing now? Let's go check on Roy. Here, we'll even get first-person view of what Roy's doing.
That's scary.
You're going back to the shop.
Oh, I forgot something.
Makes me wonder.
Or
What shop?
maybe now that you've sorted the roads out, the delivery of whatever I was waiting for has actually got there now.
That's possible.
You never know. Yeah. This is first person of
of
Roy walking to the shop.
yes, this is first person of Roy walking to the shop. Now he's walking back home.
He's already been to the shop and now he's walking back home, or he just decided,
Oh,
forget, I'm
wait a
not
minute.
going to the shop.
No, he stopped in and went into the shop.
Ah.
Obviously, you didn't forget much or whatever.
Yeah. Forgot his wallet. Can't do that. That's a bad thing.
No, I can't do that. We need you to go to the shop and pay for stuff because I need to ship more stuff.
Absolutely.
So there goes
See, now
one of
Roy
the
needs to
buses.
buy a car. Now the roads are clear. Roy needs to buy a car.
Or a car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which then puts more demand on
on
fuel.
the road, more demand on fuel. The fuel is actually like heating fuel, so it's not so much for the cars. There you
Okay.
go. So Roy's at home. That's Roy's house. If anyone wanted to know where international jewel thief Roy lived, that's where it was. Now he's going to work, and we can't watch this part because he's probably doing something we shouldn't be watching.
Absolutely. It's
So we'll just
confidential.
so we'll put it up in the corner so everyone, if they really want to pay attention. All right. So
That's a thin pavement.
so we're going to speed this all the way up to the end of the year here. Actually, what I should do is check on a couple of the other trains before it gets to that point. All right, so got fuel coming up. Yep, we still have fuel coming in. Plenty of fuel on the tanker ships coming in. I could add more to that. It's a thought. I have, what's going on over here? I have tools waiting to go back downtown. So tools are making their way by truck down to here. Or a tools making it here by way of the train finally. We'll find a train and find out.
It's not really that hard to find a train.
No, it's not.
Not when you've got 70 of them, or 60 of them rather.
Yeah, well, that one's just carrying fuel. And the one, wait a minute, you're also going in the same direction? One's going to Charlotte, one's going to Raleigh. Okay. But neither one of them's carrying tools, but evidently one has because it has the individual car for it. So that would mean that this depot is getting tools from this here. And he's pulling in. So let's see. Do any of them go over there onto that line over there? Or do they all go just into this depot? Really thinking about it, that depot should probably be more depot? No. That's an interesting thought. If that depot's full, it can't take any more. Maybe I want to add a depot somehow, somewhere. So he unloaded and it, nope, some of it made it to that line over there. 2 whole units made it over to this line. Come on. That are going to be going to Raleigh or whatever, so 2 out of the 50 made it to that line. I want more. The people want more.
So I take it the stations have a field of influence then as to how far they can collect resources from.
Yeah, when there's a catchment amount on it. Let's see here. If you put a depot just says this an issue, you can see the closer it gets to the town, the more area that it will highlight.
Okay.
And as it gets in there, so the more it highlights, the further it'll go. You can also add to it by either having more depots, or I have the truck stops where I can drop stuff off at individual spots, and that'll carry. You know, get that. Come here, get in there. You can see it will actually cover an even larger area with this because it's a mod than the depot will. If I do a 6 meter. So you get it to the depot, then you take it to the drop-off point, which is closer to sort of someone had a very good idea with that mod, and it sort of fits real life. Where are all you people going? You're driving over to Tallahassee? What's in Tallahassee that you guys were all going to look for? Better be going over for work. Oh. You know what? We've got to do this. Let's come down here. Vehicles have reached lifetime. Okay, well. That guy.
You picking on guys again?
It'd help if I could spell it correctly. There we go. Now we can watch what BP does. BP's headed home via the Jacksonville RTA, which is definitely not picking up enough people because there's people sitting there, so I need more buses, which means more traffic. Okay. What's my depot? Nope, that's the industry. There you go. Industry. Cargo, it needs construction material, machines, and fuel. Its supply rate is 82%. The higher the supply rate, the more it demands also. But if the supply rate's up, then it's being supplied well enough. Then it'll mean you'll have supplies here that you can then transport to another place. If you wasn't getting the supply up enough, then you wouldn't be able to ship it to the next destination if it was like you were using a cargo hub. Because all the supplies would go to that.
So are you in charge of putting the bus routes in, or
Yes.
you just put the... Okay.
So,
But you're not in charge of the buses themselves?
not in charge of the buses themselves, but you can put in the bus.
The bus depot and that? And...
The bus, yeah. Which I'd already done before.
Yeah.
Let's...
So all the sticks with the bus logo on them is bus stops?
Right. And we're going to set this on, let's see, where is it? Let's do the ones that are in the area. Jacksonville RTA. Now we have all these buses that are going to add to the traffic. That bus there, there's, what I buy, 7 or 8 of them real quick. They're going to be a part of this traffic also. So that's the next thing. Let's freaking upgrade some roads. Do we have one that says bus bay? So with bus stops, so if we upgrade that, 9 buildings would be removed if I put it in there. There's the issue. You upgrade some of these streets, you lose buildings.
City skylines.
Uh-huh.
But
if you don't, then you've got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, as it is, what I was looking at doing would be an upgrade.
I take it costs more because you're demolishing buildings then?
Correct. Could do that street.
Well, thank you for showing. I'm going to have to
Yep.
go though.
So you're gonna...
Yep, headache.
Yep, and it's getting close to time to turn it off anyway, so Thanks for those that have been in and watching. Draco, Roy, and Aviation. Thanks for stopping in. Leave a comment on any of this, and we'll see about updating some more. Thanks for stopping out and hanging out.
See you guys.